And as a former member of the Higher Ed Committee and as one of the very few members of the Minnesota Senate who is still repaying our student loans, I am a strong supporter of legislation that makes higher education more affordable. I'm a proud author of Senate File 1484, which designates a student loan advocate within the Department of Commerce to provide timely assistance to student borrowers. This position will help students understand student debt and navigate the financing of higher education. There's much more work that needs to be done to make college more accessible and affordable to all students, and this step is in the right direction. There is government interest in providing the proper assistance to the growing number of young people facing and oftentimes insurmountable student debt. According to the Federal Reserve, outstanding student loan balances have more than doubled in the last decade, with an average real student loan debt per capita for individuals aged 24 to 32, rising from $5,000 in 2005 to $10,000 in 2014. This is an issue that affects all Minnesotans all across the state, and it has a disproportionate effect on rural communities. With students borrowing at higher rates and in larger amounts to pursue post-secondary education, student loan debt may play an increased role in the dynamics of the urban-rural migration. The loss of college-educated young people could have important detrimental effects to the economic vitality of rural areas and raises a question about what rural policymakers could do to retain a larger share of these individuals. As more college students borrow to finance their education, this question becomes even more pressing. We need to come together as lawmakers from every corner of our state to address these issues, and it has the potential to impact every community that we represent. With slower projected growth in the economy in the horizon, we need to do more about preparing our future workforce. Higher education and student debt is detrimental to our state's future. Young workers will be less likely to afford a car, a house, and other amenities. My hope is for Senate File 1484 to stress the gravity of this issue and provide options to address the student loan crisis. Subsidizing higher education with grant programs or tuition freezes help, but student borrowers still need an advocate and servicers need a regulator to avoid abuses that lead to over-leveraging our students with debt and compromising our state's future workforce. With bipartisan support in the Senate, I'm hopeful that my colleagues in the Senate will agree that Senate File 1484 needs to be on the docket and a part of the discussion this session. Thank you.